And now, the big one, Apple's newest product announcement. This is a whole new product. Are you ready for this? You should sit down if you're not sitting down. Take a second to sit down. So we'll see. I'm going to tune into this live stream, see how it goes, see what surprises Apple throws at us, and then I'll check in after for my official review. Let's do it. So today is the start of WWDC 2017, which is basically like the start of Christmas for Apple fanboys, myself deeply included. So this morning I watched the live stream of the Apple keynote. I tuned in, as I do every single year, and there was so much that Apple said they would be upgrading, improving, and coming out with this year that I thought, you know what? I gotta make a video about it. Talking about my favorite announcements from WWDC 2017. As you're watching this video, do not hesitate to comment down below your thoughts on the upgrades I'm talking about. I kinda wanna get a comment war going on here. Let's see which announcement Apple made this morning is really the best of 2017. But just like they did in the Apple keynote this morning, without any further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Let's get started. The first major update that I actually really liked, it's probably not that big of a deal to some people, but for me and Amazon users, this one's huge, and it has to do with tvOS. Apple didn't have a whole lot to announce when it came to tvOS, except for one little upgrade, change, improvement, whatever you want to call it. If you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, this one is clutch. Amazon Prime Video is coming to Apple TV finally later this year. Now, if you're an Apple TV owner and an Amazon Prime owner, you know the hardships of not being able to watch your Amazon Prime Video material on your Apple TV. You either had to go through your Xbox or do it on your computer. It just was never simple just to turn on your Apple TV like you already do and be able to almost instantaneously stream your favorite Amazon Prime Video content. Now, thank God to a tvOS update coming later this year, you can finally do so. I guess Apple figured out with Amazon, they're like, let's get on the same page here. And lo and behold, later this year, we'll be getting Amazon Prime Video on the Apple TV. Speaking of Amazon, if you want to try Amazon Prime for free for 30 full days, you can do so. I will leave a link to an Amazon Prime free trial in the video description box below. With that free trial, you can see what I'm talking about here when it comes to the thousands of TV shows and movies already available on Amazon Prime Video. Get a little sneak preview of what you're going to be able to watch on your Apple TV once Amazon Prime Video finally becomes available on. There'll also be a few links for taking your Amazon Prime Video membership to the next level, with free trial links to HBO, Showtime, Starz, Amazon channels. They all have their own free trial link. It will be in the video description box below. Apple has announced that the update to tvOS that will include Amazon Prime Video being available on the Apple TV will come later on this year in 2017. Next up, let's talk about watchOS 4. Now, if you're a subscriber or a viewer to this channel, you've probably noticed recently my love for a little device I never thought I would fall in love with, the Apple Watch. I published a few videos to this channel about the Apple Watch, why I love it, why I think it's a cool little gadget. There will be a card annotation link that'll pop up right up there. Clicking on the annotation will take you to my Apple Watch review video, which should help you arrive at a decision whether or not the Apple Watch is right for you. And I'll also leave a link to that video in the video description box below. But let's talk about the new updates that Apple announced for the Apple Watch at WWDC 2017. First up, new watch faces. Now I basically have my Apple Watch set up where I have 4 different complications on the Apple Watch face. I have one for the weather, I have one for my hydration levels, I have one for my activity levels, and of course I have one for the actual date that it is. I actually used to use this guy right there. Just a little tap on his belly, it would tell you the time it is too. Ready?
It's 5:33.
So cute. But unfortunately, with the Mickey Mouse watch face on the Apple Watch, there's not a whole room for complications. I look at the Apple Watch as a quick look at the things that matter to me most. But having said that, we do have a couple new Apple Watch faces coming to the Apple Watch, which are kind of interesting. We have a kaleidoscope watch face, and we have a couple new Disney character watch faces. Getting new watch faces is always a cool thing, right? We have new watch faces with Disney characters like Woody, Buzz, so who knows? Maybe I'll be switching up my watch face sometime soon. What's more interesting to the new watch faces to me is that Apple might be heading in a direction where more and more watch faces will become available for the Apple Watch. There's been rumors for a while now that there might be like an Apple Watch face store that'll open up sometime soon, which would be kind of cool. That'll give a whole new level of customization to your Apple Watch. That was not announced at WWDC 2017, but with new watch faces coming out, might be like a half step in that direction. So hopefully, we'll see. The next update to the Apple Watch is the Workouts app. Now, I never thought I would use it, but I do use the Workouts app for my workouts at the gym, almost every single workout. And I found it to be somewhat accurate. It's not the most accurate when it comes to calorie tracking and heart rate monitoring. I mean, it's got some quirks, but it's still pretty cool to have when you're working out and tracking it. So in the new watchOS 4, Apple announced that there will be improvements to the Workouts app in general, more accuracy, things like that. And this one's pretty cool, the ability to sync your Apple Watch with gym equipment right in your gym. This is a game changer, all right? I'm gonna say this right now. The first person to come up with an all Apple Watch compatible gym, you're gonna be a millionaire. Why did I just say that out loud? I should just do it myself. Personally, I don't really have the time amongst making YouTube videos to open up an Apple Watch compatible gym, but if I could find one, I'm definitely gonna go there. Subscribe to this channel for updates on that. See how I make out. But the whole point is by connecting your Apple Watch to gym equipment, it's really gonna take the fitness aspect of the Apple Watch to a whole new level, and I'm excited to see where that leads us. Another cool little feature coming to watchOS 4 is a vertical dock. Now, I'm not a huge user of the horizontal dock that's currently in watchOS 3, so this isn't a huge deal. But that's probably because I didn't really like the layout of the horizontal dock to begin with. Maybe a vertical dock will change things up a little bit, maybe I'll use it more, so I'm excited to see where that actually leads. More information on my thoughts of the Apple Watch itself will be in the video description box below. The Apple Watch watchOS 4 update will be a free update available to all Apple Watch owners later this year, late in 2017. Next up on my list of favorite WWDC 2017 features is macOS High Sierra. Now I'm gonna be completely honest here. I thought when they first announced this name, macOS High Sierra, I thought it was a joke, and they did. They did joke about it. They called it Fully Baked, which, you know, High Sierra, Fully Baked. See the connection there? But I guess they were serious with the name. That's what they stuck with. That's what they're going to go with. So we heard about macOS High Sierra at WWDC 2017, and here's what it includes. The most notable updates that I will appreciate the most include updates to Safari, which happens to include video autoplay blocking. Now what this means, if you've ever been on a website before where you're not trying to watch a video, but all of a sudden music starts blasting from nowhere, and you just hear people talking like, where's this coming from? Ghosts in my computer screen. Basically, the Safari update in macOS High Sierra will help prevent that. It will block that from happening, which is good, because if you've ever had headphones on like I do on the train or something like that, and you're surfing a website and all of a sudden video starts playing at 100% volume, you start bleeding from the ears. Thank you, Apple, for incorporating this block feature of video autoplay so that my ears will no longer bleed. We also will be getting better privacy when it comes to being tracked by websites online. Now, if you don't know about that, I mean, pretty much every website you visit, it's going to try to figure out a way to track you now. Tracking is everywhere on the internet, but Apple's taking a step to make that tracking within Safari more respectful of your privacy. We also will have updates to the Mail app on Mac, which is cool for me because I'm basically like an inbox zero kind of guy. I cannot stand when I have a red badge number on my mail. I need every single email red. It needs to be clear. Not to mention split view when using mail in full screen. That's gonna make my multiple times per day email replies that I'm constantly sending out that much easier to be productive with. Next up is another app that I have kept seriously organized ever since my 3:30 a.m. organization session like a year and a half ago. The Mac Photos app. Nothing too crazy here when it comes to updates to the Photos app. However, as you can expect, we're gonna get a little bit better organization and very, very exciting editing tools right within the Photos app that are very Photoshop and Lightroom-esque. Plus, the ability to take your photos within Photos, edit them in something like Photoshop or Lightroom, and then being able to transfer them back into Photos, into your camera roll, keep everything synced, looking good. Oh, that just makes my heart happy. That's huge in keeping your camera roll as organized as I like to keep. I'll probably still use Lightroom for all of my edits, both on my phone and on my Mac. One, because I'm paying for it, and two, just because I'm so used to it. You can follow me on Instagram at BMACadelic if you did not do so already. On there, I post some of the biggest moments of my YouTube life and lifestyle brand to be featured right on my Instagram feed. Beautifully edited, high quality photos that you absolutely love. Go check it out, Instagram.com/BMACadelic, or if you're on your phone, just go to Instagram at BMACadelic. Shoot me a follow, comment something nice in my last photo, and I might just check out your feed. But wrapping up my favorites to macOS is the Apple File, what is it? Apple File System, APFS. Now, they didn't talk a whole lot about this during the keynote, probably because it's super complicated to talk about. But basically, the APFS is going to make your whole file system on your Mac that much faster. That's always a good thing, right? We like fast. The macOS High Sierra update will be publicly released for free later this year in fall 2017. Now let's talk some hardware, baby. We learned about new MacBooks today. Now granted, I do nearly all of my video editing on my iMac these days. It's my baby. Purchased it 6 months ago. Macs are out, which is kind of upsetting considering the other announcement we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So as such, I don't have a huge need for one of the new MacBook Pro updates. If I need to, I will still use my late 2013 MacBook Pro. This is still my baby. Still my baby. How you doing, girl? So I probably will not be investing in a new MacBook, but something to note, the new MacBook line most notably sports a better processor, a faster processor, Intel Kaby Lake processors, which I guess when you're uploading every single new YouTube video in the 100 megabits per second 4K resolution, yeah, maybe, you know, if I want to take the editing on the road, I might actually have to consider purchasing a new MacBook Pro for mobile editing. That could help my productivity a little bit, I guess. For everyone else, it's definitely something to consider. More information on and products to the new MacBook line will be in the video description box below, and they are all available for purchase starting today. Sweating in here. Whew. And as I was hinting at earlier, we also got new iMacs today. The new iMac sport better displays, which means they're a little bit brighter than the current generation I have. They have 1 billion colors, which is unfathomable. I didn't even know that many colors existed. And the iMacs, like the MacBook Pros, will get the processor upgrade. They will come with the Intel Kaby Lake processors, which will basically just speed everything up. Which again, everyone loves fasterness. Fastness. More fastness. You get what I'm saying. The new iMacs also come with more RAM room with a higher memory capacity. Up to 32 gigs of RAM on the 21.5-inch model and 64 gigs of RAM on the 27-inch model. I'm sporting 24 on this bad boy and it seems to be doing pretty well, so that's not a huge deal for me. I probably would never max out. Based on what I'm doing for a video, I don't need 64 gigs. Yet. And next generation graphics, which building on that, Apple even threw in VR support, virtual reality support in the new iMac, which looked absolutely nuts during the demo they had during the keynote. I was bugging out. It's scary, honestly. VR is scary. More information on and product links to the new iMacs will be in the video description box below. The new MacBooks are available today with a starting price of $12.99. But hold up, this is where things get just totally insane. Perhaps the most amazing Apple upgrade of the year. Are you ready for this? You should sit down if you're not sitting down. Take a second to sit down. Or unless you're walking somewhere. That'd be weird if you did that, like in the middle of the street. But if you're somewhere where you can sit down, get ready for this. Apple announced the new iMac Pro. God, hit me right in the soft spot of my heart. Seriously, Apple. I only have 2 words to basically sum up my reaction to the new iMac Pro announcement. You ready? Knucking futz. Snucking futz. The new iMac Pro is Apple's most powerful Mac to date. I mean, I could spend a half hour on this video just going off on the tech specs of the thing, but I'm not gonna do that. In a nutshell, the processor can be configured up to 18 core. Like, LOL, man. 18 core. Are you kidding? That's, oh my god. Beast. That is the definition. Look up beast in the dictionary. You're gonna see iMac Pro next to it. Up to 16 gigs of VRAM. Are you kidding? 16 gigs of VRAM. And up to 128 gigs of RAM total. That's just, whew. I don't even have words for it. That's how insane this machine is gonna be. Apple topped all that up with an 80% increase in cooling, yet keeping the whole fan system super quiet. And just to sugarcoat that, an all-new space gray finish on the iMac Pro. Like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just crazy. It looks down to the keyboard, man. They figured out the space gray design down to the keyboard. Oh, hit me in the soft spot, seriously. I have such a pit in my stomach right now because I literally only 6 months ago, purchased this bad girl, maxed her out, and then they go and drop the space gray iMac. Hashtag Apple fanboy problems. Well, not even fanboy, just hashtag Apple problems. But doesn't matter, she will be mine one day soon. Oh yes. She will be mine. More information on and product links to the new iMac Pro will be in the video description box below. It will be available in December 2017 at a starting price of $4,999. So start saving now. But what would WWDC be without an iOS update, right? Today we heard about and got to see previews of the new iOS 11, which, although not super crazy, does offer some of the following. We get a new iMessage app drawer, which is going to make the whole app and sticker situation in iMessages that much easier to organize and operate. Here's a big one. We get person-to-person Apple Pay, which is, I mean, I use Apple Pay for pretty much everything. If someone else uses Apple Pay too, that's just clutch, being able to, within iMessages, send money back and forth. So clutch. The new person-to-person Apple Pay feature even comes complete with a request and pay button. Siri got some attention too. Siri, you're not gonna believe this, but Siri sounds even more human now. In case you thought that wasn't possible, she sounds even more human. And she has even more personality. I think during the keynote she was able to say Sony 3 different ways, which just goes to show the level that she's going to be able to speak on now. I want to have a little bit of attitude. She's definitely going to have a little bit of attitude now, so don't mouth off the Siri. She's not going to be afraid to give you the toot. She's even going to try out some new translation features, so if you're traveling abroad or you're in some place that speaks a different language, you can ask her to translate something for you. That's actually going to be really awesome if you're traveling to different places and you really just want to be able to get around more easily. I know for a fact when I start coming out with more travel vlogs on this channel, Siri's translation services are going to be ill. And Siri even has deeper learning to figure out more about you and how you use your device, which basically she's going to know more about you, what you do, and who you are, which is kind of creepy, but super awesome at the same time. Basically, Siri's about to become an even better replacement for a girlfriend. considering I'm still 25 and very, very single. And just like macOS, we'll get some photos updates, including things like better organization for events, which includes a smarter understanding of what our photos are about and where they were taken, how they could be organized as a result, which, like I said earlier, for someone like myself with OCD-like organization of your camera roll, it's always nice, getting even a little bit more organized, so looking forward to that. And branching off of that, the camera and the photos that the camera takes, that's getting a few more enhancements and capabilities as well. We have a new bounce feature coming out, which basically is like Apple's version of Boomerang. And one little subtlety of iOS 11 that I think is going to go a very long way and a lot of people are going to like, a single screen control center. Now check this out. Currently on your control center, you swipe up, right? In order to access everything, you got to swipe right. That's where you access your music. And then you got to swipe over again if you want to control something other than music. I just don't like how there's two different screens on the control center. Like, I'm constantly using control center, so having to switch between screens is just kind of annoying. Having that all on one screen where it's nicely organized, once again, that might seem like something small, but it's huge for people like me. No more this. No more that. We're also getting a slightly redesigned lock screen that basically merges your notification center and your lock screen, again, into one screen altogether. We also have a few cool updates coming to Apple Maps, including floor plans, which is kind of cool. You get floor plans, including floor plans, which is kind of cool. If you go shopping to someplace popular, if you're in an airport, a popular airport, there'll actually be floor plans built within Apple Maps. You also have lane glide, wow, I'm having trouble on this one. You also have lane guidance within Apple Maps, which will basically tell you what lane you should be in for an upcoming exit or upcoming merge or whatever you have to do when you're driving. And incorporated speed limits within Apple Maps. In other words, how at risk you are for about to be getting a ticket. A rather large update to iOS 11 comes the Do Not Disturb While Driving feature, which is exactly like it sounds. An automatic do not disturb option that will turn on when it senses that you're driving, which essentially will mute all of your iPhone notifications until you're done driving, and you'll get them all then. You could always disable that, but I think they're pushing CarPlay as like the safest way to navigate your phone notifications while driving, which it probably is. But if you're driving, do not drive distracted. It's actually a serious issue. Consider turning on the do not disturb while driving feature when you're driving to be a little bit safer on the road. I know I am. And in case you're wondering, you could turn off do not disturb while driving if you're a passenger in the car. There is a way to bypass that, but more so than that, I'm more concerned with the ability to like turn off Wi-Fi when it senses your iPhone is in a car, a moving car. Can't tell you how many, maybe you have this issue too, comment down below if you do. I can't tell you how many times I've been driving in a car as a passenger and having to like look something up for the driver, using the internet to like look something up, and the iPhone will continuously try to connect to some Wi-Fi network that I previously connected to, or it's just like an open Wi-Fi network, and it like freezes up, it locks up because it wants to connect to that Wi-Fi network. Meanwhile, it's half a mile down the street. We already passed it, and I can't connect to the internet. So hopefully, somehow, by sensing when you're in a car, Apple could fix that so that you're not Wi-Fi hunting when you're trying to look something up quickly while in the car. One thing I'm not really a huge fan of is the new App Store coming to iOS 11. From what I saw in the keynote today, I'm not really a fan of the new Today screen in the App Store. It just seems like to me like the new App Store is gonna have too many big icons, and it's like not effectively utilizing screen real estate. We'll see, I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me. What I do like is the specific app pages. Each app has its own page, as they always have, but that page now looks a little bit more sleek, a little bit nicer. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I'll take it, sure, why not? We finally get HOMEKIT speaker support, which probably branches on a major announcement that Apple made, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. But expanding into the HOMEKIT world is definitely something I want to focus more on this year and in future years. I really do want to make my smart home a lot smarter as time goes on, so speaker support through HOMEKIT, that's always cool. That's something I'm looking forward to. There's also new ARKIT, which allows for augmented reality development through Apple's devices. The demo they gave for the ARKIT, much like the VR demo they gave, blew my mind. Watch, I'm calling it right now. Within 1 year's time, with iOS 11 coming out, there's gonna be some kind of app with some AR dog and cat that you could adopt. Literally, you're gonna be an AR dog owner or a cat owner within 1 year's time. Watch, you heard it here first. I gotta be honest, like VR, AR kind of skeeves me out. It's like a whole new world that you don't see with your human eye. But there could be a Pokemon just chilling right here on the desk. That kind of bugs me out. What if there's a Charizard right there and I don't see him, but my iPhone could? I don't know, dude. That bugs me out. The new iOS 11 update will be available for free to users starting in the fall of 2017. More hardware. There was a new iPad Pro announcement today. Right now, I don't own an iPad. I don't really see a huge need for one right now, especially not the iPad Pro. I think the good way of looking at an iPad Pro is basically as a computer replacement. If I were to purchase an iPad right now, to be honest, the only purpose I have for it is to stream TV shows and movies and live TV. Really, video is essentially what I would use it for. That and using it to fly my drone, to have a little bit bigger screen to see what I'm doing, because I know you guys love the drone videos on this channel. So having said that, the iPad Pro announcement wasn't a huge deal for me. It's probably huge to some, because the new macOS style dock on the new iPad Pro It's sick, man. The multitasking and drag and drop capabilities of the new iPad Pro are a game changer. It makes it literally feel like you're using a computer, not an iPad. Which makes sense why you would kind of market the iPad Pro as a computer replacement. If I ever need to use an iPad for more than just video streaming or fly my drone with, the new iPad Pro is definitely something to consider. More information on and product links to the new iPad Pro will be in the video description box below. The new iPad Pros are available starting today at a starting price of $649. And now, the big one, Apple's newest product announcement. This is a whole new product. It's crazy. Get ready for it. You should sit down for this one as well, too. Even if you're walking, yeah, sit down for this one. Half of us knew this was coming. The other half of us didn't know it was coming, but now know it exists and will need it. The new Apple HomePod. As you can imagine, the new Apple HomePod is basically a smart speaker. It's an intelligent speaker with Siri built in, and it's a music speaker to play music, and it's connected to Wi-Fi. It's got it all. Some key components to point out. You can play music on it. It's loud. It comes with spatial awareness technology, so it literally understands the environment that you're putting it in. Basically, any environment you put the Apple HomePod in, it's going to detect its surroundings. It's literally going to know the kind of environment that it's in, and it's going to make it sound better as a result. Spatial awareness technology. Pretty dope. The Apple HomePod comes with 6 microphones built into it, so you could be darn sure that Siri's gonna hear your Hey Siri prompt. Hey Siri. Bet I just made half your iPhones go off, didn't I? You can connect the Apple HomePod to your HomeKit so that you can connect all your favorite HomeKit devices. And Apple is gonna take the privacy very seriously when it comes to the Apple HomePod. The HomePod will not listen to you unless you first prompt it with a Hey Siri, after which point everything you say is gonna be completely anonymous so that Siri can analyze it on an anonymous level, therefore making your overall experience with the Apple HomePod safer, more secure, and of course, more private. And let's not beat around the bush here. The Apple HomePod is a direct competitor with the Amazon Echo. Oh, we are gonna have some serious Siri versus Alexa showdowns later this year. Cannot wait. The question is, will Alexa's skills beat out Siri's skills, or will Siri's skills beat out Alexa's? Almost didn't make it through that one. That much we will have to wait to see to find out, because the Apple HomePod won't be available until December of 2017. More information and product links to the Apple HomePod will be in the video description box below. And the Apple HomePod will be available in December 2017 at a price of $349. Now these weren't even close to all of the features and announcements and improvements that Apple is announcing at WWDC 2017. It only covers so much in one video. I'm out of breath there. I need a drink of water, speaking of which. Okay. We good. Comment down below your favorite WWDC 2017 announcement. Was it the Apple HomePod? Was it the gloriously new sexy iMac Pro? Go ahead and comment down below your favorite WWDC 2017 announcement. And I will see you tomorrow. Hey Siri, turn off the camera. JK, gotta wait till December for that one.